guys, it's Kat Von D, and today I want to show you how to achieve this look. This look actually was inspired by seeing the millions of tutorials that are out there right now on like how to contour, how to add dimension to your lips. I mean, there's a lot of really great ones out there, but I feel like they're all like super natural looking, and as many of you know, I'm not really too big on natural looking. For the first step, I'm going to set the groundwork by starting off with Double Dare. This is a really great transitional color. Of course, I love wearing this shade by itself, but for the purpose of this look and for adding that dimension, we're going to use this as the starting point. I'm just simply going to use the existing component, like no fancy brushes for this, because we're basically just putting on lipstick. One thing I love about this formula is that like the dry down time is really perfect. It doesn't dry too quickly, so you do have time to push some of the formula around if you need to, but once it's dry, it's locked in, which is nice. In order to really create a lot of dimension, you know, it's kind of like contouring. Whatever you want to, you know, come forward, we're gonna highlight more. So obviously, to add more depth, we're gonna use the darker shades, like, you know, more like in the corners of the mouth, or to create a little bit more definition. All right, so this is one of my ultimate favorite shades. It's called Nosferatu. I know a lot of you guys love this shade too. It's like this awesome brick shade. So we're gonna take that brush that I just showed you and then just grab a little bit of that formula. Now I'm gonna create a little bit, well, a lot of depth, just defining the corners of my mouth. This is just like a little smudge brush, but I've found that these brushes work really great for like pulling down shades into other shades, so it's kind of like a controlled shading tool. So I'm gonna dip that into Nosferatu, same shade, and then starting at like, you know, the defined shape that you have at the top, just dabbing it like so, and then just pulling it down. So I'll do it a couple times so you guys can see. I mean, even though it's like really sloppy right now, you can kind of get the general idea of what we're doing here. We're adding a lot of dimension by bringing that little pouted look and making it come forward. Next, I'm gonna go back to Double Dare, that original shade, and the reason for this is obviously this is super choppy, so we're gonna take a new brush, a more fluffier one. I like this one. It's just a Pro Cream Shadow brush, and it's got a nice little dome on it, and I think it lends itself to making some smooth gradations, so that's what we're gonna try and do now. So the next little step is super subtle. I'm gonna do it on my lips because personally I don't have that much dimension on my bottom lip, so this is going to add just a tiny bit more than just, you know, making a highlight here. So I'm gonna take that Nosferatu color, but I'm gonna be really careful and just dab like a teeny tiny bit on it, right? And then we're just going to dab this on the center of your bottom lip. You can kind of see how it like already makes it start to look like there's some roundness there. Before I put away Nosferatu, I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure and check all my edges. Last but not least, let's add that extra little highlight. So I'm going to use this lovely color called Noble. One other thing that to me is so special about this formula and actually works really well when you're doing something like this is the fact that it's really blendable, obviously, but it's buildable. The cool thing about this formula is that it is pretty velvety, and you can put a pretty good amount of layers and still pull off a really great look. Normally, I think when people try to show you like a how-to on how to add dimension or change the shape or contour your lips, they like to show you like a before and after, which I have no problem showing you a before with me with no lipstick, but I think more importantly I'd like to also show you an after of what this red looks like without any of the highlighting, because you can really see the difference in using these, you know, few simple tricks to add dimension in comparison to something that's like an opaque, solid red lip. Woohoo! So there you have it. This is the completed look, and I hope you really liked this tutorial, and hopefully you know are inspired to do your own look using this. I think my best advice that I could give you is don't contour if you don't need to, but if you want to, go for it.